I promised myself a fun video today, so we're going to talk about the SargonMafia. The SargonMafia. This is the little gang of shitlords that are making plans to take down YouTube in revenge for PewDiePie. Let me explain. Let me expand on this. This is actually the most entertaining thing I've seen on YouTube since I actually started making videos. The rise of shitlords out of the atheist community after the collapse of the religious right, who they were originally opposed to. What's fascinating is that during the post-Bush Obama years, the shitlords were the enemy, the moral enemy of the religious right on YouTube. Now, the religious right lost. They lost the argument here on YouTube, and now the right wing of the political spectrum is represented by the same people that used to detract on people like Josh Feuerstein. Well, fucking TJ has become Josh Feuerstein. Sargon has become Rush Limbaugh. Who else can I refer to from that era? You basically get my point. So now YouTube, being in touch with civilization at large, they've decided to press against hate speech. Hate speech is something that shitlords call freedom of speech. Croton T is now Edgy Sphinx. When I first came into the YouTube space, Croton T was one of the first people that actually had me on his channel for a conversation. And I don't know if he was more civilized or I was more ignorant to his views. But we all used to laugh at Edgy Sphinx, because Edgy Sphinx, the meme legend, as that guy T calls him, he was cast out. He was part of this purge of the alt-right and ISIS from Twitter, maybe a year ago. Right before the 2016 election, Twitter pushed back and purged all these hate accounts. And what's really great is that this wave of YouTube breaking down on hate speech has included Islamophobia. So the shitlords were laughing their asses off when the alt-right was getting pulled off of the social media platforms for being homophobes, and particularly for being anti-Semites. Anti-Semitism was the great deal breaker that kept the alt-right from supplanting the religious right as being the vanguard of conservatism, of classical liberalism. Now, in the West, in the UK, in Europe, in America, Canada, Islamophobia is mainstream still. It's kind of, you can get away with it because you get to mark it up to terroristic threats. Even though, if you ask a fucking anti-Semite for his opinion of the Jews, and you ask Islamophobe for their opinion of Muslims, you'll get the same fucking talking points. You can rotate out the words that Croton T uses, that SargonMafia uses to describe Muslims, with the language that Edgy Sphinx or Richard Spencer or Millennial Woes use to describe Jews. It's the same reactionary highly paranoid language about, the intrinsic threat that this group of people is born bad. Their culture is cancer. Oh, excuse me. Jesus Christ. I'm so carried away I forgot how to work this thing. So, the little SargonMafia gets together in a hangout on his channel. Who was there? Oh, this was after the great casting out of Spinosaurus for speaking facts in the skeptic community. That's a no-no now. Kraut and Spino went on a purge fest in the last 30 days, 60 days, as the mainstream communities on Twitter and YouTube press down on the godfathers of YouTube atheism, on the master level shitlords. They become increasingly isolated, paranoid, and less tolerant of dissent, and more judgmental about free association. These fucking heroes of free speech are, engaging in like these Stalinist show trials to purge people who speak to social justice warriors. And they're so scared of the so-called social justice warriors who actually represent the mainstream of political thought in America, that they, now it's verboten. Now you can't even fucking talk to us. You can't, because it makes us look reasonable. The skeptics, the shitlords, they don't want to lose their monopoly on being reasonable. No matter how far right they go, no matter how reactionary they become, they don't want anyone speaking up and saying you've gone too far. You're off the deep end. You're no longer the arbiters of reason and truth. Maybe in contrast to creationists you were, but in terms of the current political environment post-Trump, the skeptics have become full-blown sophists. They lie. Not only do they lie, but they suppress people who expose their lies. They don't engage in conversation with people who challenge their lies. This is peak Orwell. For all these fuckers use the term wrongthink and perceive themselves as the hero of 1984, they are masters of this fucking, freedom is slavery language, this sort of war in East Asia culture. So, what about the SargonMafia? The SargonMafia had a little meeting after YouTube reacting to two of their major gaming channels going full Nazi, especially JonTron. Maybe there was a little bit of Pollyanna left to PewDiePie's anti-Semitism. Oopsie, I didn't realize that I was being anti-Semitic. But that's over. JonTron straight up came out with the standard catalog of Nazi talking points. And the shitlords still refuse to acknowledge basic reality outside of their little circle jerk on YouTube and Skype and Discord chats and all that stuff. As they become, they're going to go down the same way that creationist and evangelical Christian YouTubers went down. They became too insular. They became too confident of their kingmaker status. They only spoke amongst themselves. They marginalized people who disagree with them. And they eventually collapsed in this giant like Ouroboros of, atheists suck. Yeah, that's right. They think atheists suck. You know. So Sargon and Kraut and a couple of other smugsters go into a stream and they start talking about how they can take action to save free speech on YouTube. The arrogance that these shitlords have acquired since their channel started getting views during the Gamergate era, they really believe, this is what's really important to me, Sargon's little mafia believes that if they get demonetized and they stop making content on YouTube, the site is over. 6 billion views a day. And if the shitlords can't bitch about feminism in video games and the cult of diversity and, the impending Muslim menace, YouTube is over. They can't fucking survive without Pepe. Without Kekistan, YouTube has nothing. What a... I can't think of one other political group on YouTube that would stand there and go, we are Atlas. We carry the fucking world on our shoulders. Will shitlords and edgelords, because JonTron and PewDiePie and kind of iDubbbz are edgelords, will they lose their popularity? Yeah. It's a media platform, man. There's no conspiracy. People are tired. They've seen your 1,000th video on the menace of feminism. They've seen your 10,000th reply to Lacey Green. They're fucking tired. If Hillary Clinton had won, it would have added 15 minutes onto this little moment that the shitlords are having. That's over. You don't have a proper villain for this narrative that you're perpetuating of white male cishet victimization. And I'm sure one of these fuckers will grab this video, chop it up, put a bunch of memes on it, and then portray me to their sheep as some kind of a raving lunatic, use a bunch of ad hominems about how I went to Jeff Holiday's house and raped his wife and burned his house down and ripped his dreads out because there's no limits on hyperbole. But you just kind of, look, it's prediction time. Number one, will the shitlords get taken out by, hate speech guidelines on Twitter and YouTube? That's already happening. Will they continue making videos after it stops being profitable? No. They've become con men. Most of these fuckers used to make videos on atheism when it was free. The reason they have to get paid to vilify progressivism is because a portion of it is pure cynicism. It's the reason that Fox News is so, the celebrities on there are so highly monetized and so married to profit is, you're paying me to tell you what you want in spite of the facts. It's a very old hustle. Their audience goes, feminism bad. And then they go, yeah, feminism bad. Donate to Patreon. Find me on Twitter. Buy my t-shirts. It's a very old hustle. It doesn't, the idea that somehow Sargon of Akkad and his little, cronies were going to be at the vanguard of YouTube. Firstly, it never happened because Justin Bieber videos and Rihanna videos are the vanguard of fucking YouTube, followed by like Grace Helbig personality channels, Spider-Man, Elsa, Frozen injection channels. Google that and it'll ruin your life. And, way down in the hierarchy, in the part of YouTube that most closely touches 4chan, is Sargon and his sad little sacks of crap, blowing each other in the dying fire of YouTube monetization. I'm out.